Hello and welcome. Right, I have actually done this already and then stupidly forgot to press like save at the end of it, and then had that horrible pit of your stomach moment where you think, oh, you just wasted half an hour of your life because you've got to do this all over again. So I'm not going to literally sort of show that. I'm just going to show that as if this is like, you know, the one time that we've done it. So they sort of know what I'm doing a little, because we've already done it once, yeah. Right, so then we've got to grab the corn. I'm hoping this has worked. I sort of came on and should have the corn as cornbread or corn flour now. It should be showing. I sort of been in and out, and I've put it in my testing mods in the end, and now just brought it back into my normal mods. It should be working now, should be. So obviously that's the whole reason for us doing the corn. I think it was that. I'm sure it was. Well, to be honest, I wanted to do the corn flour, corn bread for a long time, but I'm just using the corn flour to make normal bread. I'm just classing bread as bread. So yeah, it can be handled two different ways. I think Biggins did it the other way. He actually did, the corn was a separate thing itself, whereas I've done it as it's just another flour to make another form of bread. Now then, let's get this right this time. So, we've done all the swapping, I think. This should now be a bionic. I did that earlier. Yes, it is. Fantastic. So we did all the swizzling for that, so it should be spot on. No, we need to do I did this earlier. No, you should know. Right, so then we should be able to stick a... Are we gonna... I think... No, we will go bionic. We will, because it needs to be done quickly. So, I do like those new birds. They're what are you doing? What are you doing? I always do this when I literally first wake up. You're always a little bit groggy. Super bakery. Oh, please don't tell me it's not. Oh, no, it's there. Oh, it's a super mill. What happened to the bionic mill? Oh, no, it's 27,000. Grapes and oils. Bionic bakery. There's the bionic mill. Oh, it scared me then for a little bit. Yeah, so here we go. Make sure I don't cover the chevrons though. We don't want to be like... Right, so it should really be... Yeah, we can get to that still, but we don't need to go too tight, do we really? Otherwise it can be a little bit awkward, to say the least. Right, so let's stick the cord in there. That makes sense. And if I've done this right, it should allow us to dump into it, basically. Which is a good sign that then we're on the right track. That's a good sign. Right, let's grab the other one, which should also be down there. Which should be you, I believe. Yes, it is. So that's the last of our harvest from this last year on Risoux Forest. Yeah, it's finished Oakbridge farm as well yesterday, the very last episode. Obviously not posted, but just did the very last episode of Oakbridge. So I mean, far less episodes than this, but then I did have about three sort of goes at Oakbridge because I wasn't happy with each one for different reasons. Oakbridge itself was playing up on certain ones, and then one went wrong, and I thought, it's a beautiful map, just do it again. But I thought the last one we actually did it well, and we sort of, I don't know, it just flowed better. It was almost like it was building on what we'd already done, and yet it wasn't doing. That's exactly what it wasn't doing. So even though that felt like we were, that wasn't the case. So right, so then at least we have done those things. I mean, I can't believe we're nearly up at 3 million. Oakbridge we finished at 5.5 million, which I thought was quite impressive, really. As I said, this is a longer term, but the one thing I'm going to say about Risoux Forest is its trees. It obviously get in the way of real fields. I mean, I've sort of tried to bring the... Well, I mean, obviously, we brought the trees back in a bit. This is the proper Risoux Forest. When we were on the alpha, I obviously did edit the map, and we did actually do all of the trees. They were, well, too many of them were gone. I did it. Yeah, what James said, JMGaming said on. He did the same on the other. His new map, Oak City. He was trying to move something because Giants had said it needed moving, and he moved too many. It's just typical sometimes, yeah. Right, so we should really be able to... Now then, let's also switch the... Yeah, because the one thing we've really got to do, which is really Oakbridge sort of taught me that as well, is just process everything. It doesn't matter about anything else. It really is just about processing what you've got, and then you can extrapolate, because obviously we get an extra 50% bonus from the our self-marketing, so you just add 50% on it. I'd never really thought of it in that way until I sort of said it myself, and I thought, oh yeah, actually that is quite true. I'd not really thought of it like that. Right, so the bionic meal we want, yeah, so it should show corn. Now it shows Biggins as cornflour for some reason, but it's weird. It is my cornflour in the bakery. Oh, so in the test it worked, but here it didn't. That's annoying. So it's not showing the new flour, and this is weird because it worked. I literally, in my test map, I've seen this actually working properly. So why is it not working? It is getting confused with Biggins's. I've not even called mine the same. I mean, it's cornflour. I think I need to call it cornflour 1 or something, so that it's not confused about Biggins. It's got to be that's doing it, because I've seen this. Obviously, the only difference is that Biggins is not in my other folder, because it's my single test map, and it worked perfectly well. So that does go to show me something, that it is actually the fact that that's Biggins's icon, so not mine. Whereas in mine it works, and then this works because it all piggybacks off that. So right, that sort of has taught me a bit. I might need to go out then and do a bit of changing, otherwise it's not going to work, because we can't tell the bakery to bake something that it doesn't know what it is, so it's confused. So it should have some red writing. Not really, because I think it's just the fact that Biggins is there. It's not... Yeah, it is the fact that it's getting confused with that, which then means what I'm calling it in the bakery is not the same, which is why that's not working. Right, okay. This is... Wow, this is some... When you consider this is quite a lot of stuff. Now, prices. Let's have a quick look. Now, the one thing I realised is this sort of taught me something that I knew a long time ago, in so much as... Yeah, everything's green. We knew that it would be. But if you look at your prices, this sort of tells you, but this is not always accurate. The thing that is accurate is this. Yeah, so if you compared like beetroot broth with red beets, so let's choose one that's like next to each other. Carrot broth is 1173, so a little bit higher, but not a lot. Yeah, so that's not far off, and that's across the board. So I'm going to be a couple of hundred more. So that tells me what I need to change it down to. Also, butter versus butter 1. Yeah, very slightly different. I don't mind it being a little different. It sort of pays for all of the effort that you've done in making a new thing. It's a luxury brand, which just happens. I'm not. We are talking about a Nat's whisker, so I'm really not worried. And what was the other thing? It was... Flour was very expensive. Yeah, my flour was like much different to the... so that is still a little high. Right, so that needs to be... Luckily, we don't sell the flour, so it's got no intrinsic value. Yeah, if you look, though, this one says it's a lot worse, whereas actually it's nowhere near that anymore, and it did say that before. So what about the other one? It was... No, the rest is just soup. Yeah. It is, yeah. I can't wait to do the soy, actually. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, no, again, those prices are too high. Oh no, soy is a dear product. Yeah, no, I'm probably, again, they're all the same. I'm going to like try to tweak them a little. Oh no, they're not actually. They are slightly different. Oh, okay. There you go. Brilliant. I've done, what about the straw stuff? Because that shouldn't be too, yeah, that's not bad either. Each one is also unique. I like it. Yeah, that's the straw hats and the straw baskets. They are the same. And then they're the least, and then the boards and the bricks, they are, and the cutlery, they're all a little bit more expensive because they require the glue to actually make. So, did I actually? Oh no, we not want to push that forwards a little because we I'll grab the actual. That's one good thing about this type of. Oh my life! Quickly, quickly, quickly. Right, okay then, so we know we could do the flour though, couldn't we? That's working. Yeah, it's the mill will indeed do the corn flour. So let's activate that, and there's nothing else in there, is there, than the corn. Yeah, it is just the corn flour, and we also want to tell that to corn flour to distribute, even though at the minute it's not distributing to anyways. I mean, the thing is, it's still got to process it all, so from our perspective that's all that really matters for like, you know, until I need to go out. Yeah, it has taught me something. Yeah, no, it did work, and I understand why it worked. It's obviously clashing with Biggins's corn because it's called corn flour, so I must call it corn flour 1, and then it will be unique again. It is all about uniqueness. It did also teach me why, because someone else did the road salts. The road salt wasn't a thing for a long time, and now I'd got it in the self-sufficient. I think that's it. Yeah, I'd got it in the self-sufficiency, and then it wasn't appearing, and then so I did the. Oh, okay. I did the very first time that I'd ever created a HUD fill, as it's called, basically a unique fill type, and it actually worked, and you could see my icon. And then someone else did it, because obviously they're mods that are, you know, literally mod hub. They get precedence. It does choose those over like someone who's made a mod that's not actually been officially vetted, shall we say. That's probably the best way to put it. So basically there's overrid mine, so from that point onwards you don't see my pretty icon. Now again, it sort of taught me that, well, actually you can still see your pretty icon if you did your unique field type different to that person, which you can. So all I need to do is call it Road Soul 1, and it will then work again. So I now know how to do that. It's, again, these are all little things that sort of teach you how the game actually works when something like this works in a different way than you're expecting. You're like, right, okay, well in my test map there isn't Biggins, so therefore it was only taking notice of mine, but now it's back in. There's a cornflower in the actual game because Biggins has got cornflower. It's now thinking mine's Biggins because the spelling's the same. It's the same cornflower, and he has got precedence because he's a published modder, and it's published in the game, so therefore it's more important than mine. That's what the game sort of treats it like, which is good. They're all good, valid points for you as a modder to actually understand, well, that's how it works. So if I need to do unique, then I have to do it differently to the way that it's done. I don't really need to rush this, do I? I can. So that's how much have we got on it? Quite a lot, I should say. And it is. We may as well take it there now, and then I'm going to pop. We'll go through. We'll see how quickly the cornflowers. No, because it's gonna. We need the bakery to bake too, so I'm gonna have to scoot out. Now I think we did everything. No, we didn't. This is what I'm saying. This is what I did wrong. I did take this all before, but now we haven't. So yeah, the mineral feed is doing. Let's take this to market though, because this really is legit. And then I'm gonna pop out, and I'm gonna tweak the names of my cornflower. I'm going to call it cornflower 1. You'll still see it says cornflower, but what I mean is behind the scenes I'm going to go call it cornflower 1 so that it is unique again, so that it knows my cornflower, and I need to do the same on the bakery so that we're tracing the same unique field type basically. Yeah, which has taught me something really. Yeah, if someone else is doing something, you need yours to be unique, then oh, of course. Oh. Right, okay, we're going to have to pay attention to this, because this is going to hit us hard. -2, nearly -3, so let's just add that back in. I thought I did do this, and I never saved it. It's typical. So we want to add 3,000 to compensate for the loss of that. It was 12,500, which of course is a conversation I had with you last time, which I haven't had this time. So right, so I'm going to be right back. See you shortly. You don't want to know how many times I've been in to actually, check this out. It's amazing. It was a reminder, though, as a modder, that, to be honest, what I am doing is really quite complicated. Now there is a lot of mistakes on the maps with water that is coming up out of nowhere. The fill planes are wrong, and not just showing that this is happening. I think this is what's happened on Louisiana. I think I've got sort of fill planes where there shouldn't be. This is happening on every single map I've seen, so it's one good thing about travelling from map to map. You do see things that really you shouldn't see, as in, like, it sort of reinforces the fact that actually the game is still not right. The Giants, they release another update and they break something else, so I'm sort of just giving Louisiana time to settle down, and if it doesn't, then I will take sort of proper action, and we will sort it out. So really all we need to do is, we've got stuff to lug as well. We've got the, let's have a look what we've got from the, now this is true. No, yeah, I mean, I'm overthinking this. Yeah, I am. Last time I lugged everything. You don't necessarily need to do that. All you need to do is process everything. Then we can just add 50% to what it says on to work out what we don't have to sell it physically. Again, I was going old school and I was thinking, yeah, I need to do that. Well, you don't necessarily need to do that at all. But it was Oakbridge that reminded me of this. When I was going through it, I was thinking, no, you can still extrapolate from this and say that this would be 220. So in other words, the 510 is really going to be half again, which is going to be 760 odd. So that's still a legit thing. You don't need to actually physically go and sell that for it to work that all out, that's exactly how much it's going to be. We do need to process everything, because then it's not there. Yeah, and also we've got oats in a big way. We're going to redistribute that now that we've got the bionic mill as well, because that was one of the reasons we sort of did all of this. So we want the biggie and the biggest trailer we've got, which is marginally bigger than mine, really. Yes, marginally. This is one of my next projects, is now that I've actually got this almost finished. Yeah, I'm going to take the extra lights off soon, off the light bar, and I'm going to leave those, and I'm going to pull those that you can see as tweaking at the back, which are the same as those ones. I physically put the model on the thing, which of course that doesn't do anything. You need to pull the lights from, no, you don't know, because you're not, it's not a mod, so I'm expecting you to know what what I know as a modder. So yes, I'm also going to give this a nice diffuse. I've been tweaking around with me cow barn as well, but I'm not quite happy with it yet. But it's definitely, I thought it is about time. It was a very early thing, and it's one of those important things that I have almost on every Let's Play, because right, so we need oats. Let's concentrate as well. I know I find it hard to multitask, but it's true. It is difficult to talk and work exactly at the right time. So again, the pig food will show up. All we need to do is grab some of the oats out. I really should have used mine, because my trailer's got a faster unload. I still can. We can leverage the best, as in, it's a better. Yes, I shall miss all my good equipment. Yeah, I've gone on to Oberschwagen by Yogi, and I was having a right good time, but I didn't save it. It's a long time since I've been that tired that I actually did that, where I didn't hit save at the end. So I did hours and hours. I got really good equipment, and then basically didn't hit save. We're also gonna like grab the yeah, the one bad thing about doing this is I'm sort of going to probably grab the... oh, no, we can sort of. We did this yesterday. Oh, yeah, well, I know this is the first time I've shown you to do this, but all we need to do is say to the mineral feed not to spawn anymore, but to... oh, yeah, so mineral feed, we want on keep. It's only one. Yeah, it is. Fantastic. So that should then, all of those should keep, and we just need to shift them out the road back inside with the telehandler, and lo and behold, we shouldn't get the problem that we got thanks to Braven and his fantastic... It is amazing. Apart from obviously, I know I do hate it, the inequalities of like the being on console. It's just not... I know, and no, it's not. It isn't really Giant's fault for once, actually, either. It is Microsoft and Sony, so... yeah, so you can't blame... for once, you can't blame Giants for that one. Well, I don't try to blame Giants for anything, really. Oh, I think I'm scraping the side of the thing. Well, at least me... yes, I remember when I could go through them. Yeah, it is amazing when you sort of see your journey as a model, like where you sort of what you were doing earlier on, and there's a few things that I've still got to like pick up. So they should now, if I've done my job right, if I have, it should go in straight away like that. It's fantastic, and then this shouldn't bother us anymore, where I'm grabbing them by mistake. So then we just want to grab some oats. Have we got some in the... we got the cornflower in the right one, that we know. Yeah, we want to grab at least 2 sets of this, and then we'll leave some in there to do its job, and we will leave some... I might have a couple of the flowers that are like a little better than they should be. Again, it's taken me a good hour to get this to actually work. Due to the complexity of, like, as I say, I keep forgetting how complex this actually is. It is complicated to get all of the things working. I'd forgotten some of the rudimentary rules of like making recipes and all those type of things, where it's got to have a unique title, and I hadn't done that, so therefore the recipes I've been in about 6 or 7 times, and I thought, why is that not working now? And then the other thing is, I've got obviously 3 models, and you sometimes forget to do like one of the models, so therefore obviously I've got the Bionic. I did it on the production and did it on the Super, but forgot to do it on the Bionic. So you're doing a lot of changes, and it's almost like a cascade effect. If you forget it in one thing, it cascades. I'd forgotten to... I've come in and I'd got cornflower, which was conflicting with Biggins cornflower, so I had to call it cornflower one. Well, then I forgot to rename the flower, the actual picture, so therefore it didn't have a hood fill where you see the little picture inside the bakery, and I thought, oh, I missed that. So then I've got to fix that. Then, as I said, I'd done it in some models, I'd not done it in others, so it was... And also I've got to do it in the mill, and I've got to do it in the bakery. I've got like the same names for like bread and bread again. You've got to have bread 1, bread 2, bread 3. You don't see that, so I'm just sort of explaining how it works a little bit. Yeah, if you go in the bakery where you've got bread and bread, now I can call it bread here, but the variable inside needs to be bread 1, bread 2, bread 3, bread 4, or otherwise you don't see anything below it. It's a cascade effect. If you get this right, this one appears. If you get that right, this one appears. If you get that right, that one appears, and so forth. But if you name bread and the second bread the same name, all you'll see is bread. You won't see bread 2 because you've not named it right. So that's what I'm saying. It looks so easy, we all sort of, but there's a set of rules, very complex rules governing this, and I didn't see anything in here for a long time, or I saw the cornflower that is the one that Biggins did instead of my own. So now you see the flower is my flower and the little icon is my flower. That means it's pulling right. I've also done the hood for the pictures right. I was originally not going to keep flower, and I thought I want to keep flower alive so that in the real game, like, people have a choice. When I release this to the mod hub, that I've got normal flour with its standard icon, but I've also got my flour, my cornflower, and I've got standard rice flour. So we've got everything, and it still works in the base game. It's not reliant on my stuff. It works as a normal flour, as a special flour, and I've wanted that to be the same. And likewise, I'd only got one of the breads because I'd named the second one bread and bread, so therefore this one didn't appear. So now it's bread and bread one inside the recipe, not here. I've still told it to say it's bread. It's complicated, but yeah, just sort of welcome to the world of mod, and it really is that complicated, but it is for a reason. It's everything in the game. It's a programmatic sort of thing, has to be unique, and you can see the rice flour's got the normal flour icon apart from that one, which really is my flour, which is really flour one. But you won't see it called that anymore. I've changed it so it just says flour here, but inside it says flour one, so the game can differentiate between flour and my flour. Yeah, so it's all finally working. So all we need to do now is, are our chickens fed? Yeah, but no, they're not going to go down suddenly. We switched our bionic mill on. Please tell me you have. Yeah, so corn flour, and we need oat flour on as well, don't we? That needs to be activated too, and we've got 95 tons. It should do it quite a lot. Yeah, this is now oats I've kept as it used to be. In fact, I used to get a bit of gain. It's actually just 30 for 30. Corn flour, I think this is the one I've done wrong. It should have some loss and some pig food. So at the minute we've got a little bit more corn flour than we should have. That should be right. Yeah, we've got a bit of loss. Oat flour. Oh, no, that's the two normal oat flours are still the same. Only rice should lose a little bit, and that one's a gain rice. That's special. That's quite amazing. So I need to do a bit more rice once I've settled down and I've got everything going with this. All of this is all done. Then why is that wheat flour so poorly in so much as it's? Yeah, I've not increased the amounts on that. That should be a lot more. Luckily we're not using it, but it's something for me to note to self to have a look at, because all the rest of where they should be, they're like a lot. 30, 30, 30 and 60. Yeah, and that was true on the normal recipe bar. There was a lot more for some reason, so I've followed through with the same thing. The other thing I realised is, at the minute, the Bionic Bakery is obviously, but in the future, again, I need to start to alleviate my own flour. You'll notice the flour in this is just rice flour and normal flour. Going forwards, I'm going to have to start bringing my sugar one, flour one, bread one into all my other productions. That is when it starts to get very complicated. You need to get it exactly right. So these is all a lesson for me, for future me. When I start to bring these in, I'm going to also put my production silos into a couple of models. At the minute I've got loads of individuals, and again I was thinking the other day I couldn't do it, and I thought yes you can. You just need to rename your i3D files. I'm getting too technical now. Let's leave it. Let's go through till tomorrow morning, and it is going to be 9 o'clock. And we shall see what we process. Now, did I check properly? I did switch the oats on. Did I switch the thing that we've got inside the self-sufficiency? I didn't check that, did I? Oh, I'd forgotten about the So the carrot soups, they must be out of carrots now. They ran out first last time, so they can now be deactivated. The noodle soup still got plenty of flour. Parsnip soup has got plenty of parsnips. Potato soup should have. Ooh, no, potato soup's nearly run out. Red beet is still okay for a while. The triple soup will not be okay now. Yeah, that with we've actually switched that off already because we knew that wasn't going to. Yeah, we've got no carrots. So with that's good. It's what we really should be doing. So mineral feed is huge. We're going down on the oats, sunflowers, potatoes. Oh, I've got 98,000. Why have we got potatoes in the self-sufficiency? We need to take those out manually. Why did I stick them in there? I didn't even know I could store potatoes in the self-sufficiency. I didn't even realise that was a thing. Obviously, at some point I did, but I have no idea that there's nothing for potatoes in self-sufficiency. There's not a single recipe. Why have I got potatoes in there? That's a bit of a mistake. Right, so mineral feed, I believe. Wow, that is going to be worth a fortune, isn't it? So, yeah, I think we should have. It's the oats that we did. So it's the corn, canola, oats, still 72 tons. So it's only going down 20 odd. Well, we've run out of something. Now I've got plenty of stones. Digest it. So how much does that do? 72? No, it should do an awful lot. And it is the oat one we're doing. So that's not going down a lot, really. It should be. Because that's going to be thousands. But it's only using like 500. Yeah, it is. It's the oats. So we might. Let's have a look. How did the bionic meal do with the oats? Oh, yeah, we might be here for a few months looking at this. It looks like I maybe should have done a super. Yeah, it's going to take longer than I thought. Don't matter. Just whiz through. But I think I'm going to time lapse that particular bit. All we need to do is feed the. I'm not going to worry about the chickens and the eggs. I know it's going to keep saying I don't mean I'm not going to worry about feeding them. That I am going to do, but like everything else. So corn is going down. So basically flour's flour. Oh no, corn flour separate. It is. Have I got the amounts right? 240 times. Yeah, that's quite a lot. We shall see in the morning really how much corn has gone down. And how much oats has gone down. That's what I'm really interested in seeing. I've got a bread spawn. We don't really need that to spawn, really. But it'll still show the value. So pig food, a lot. So we've got flour missing. Oh, have I not told the bionic meal to... I haven't, have I, either? Yeah, you see, and this is it. So the corn flour we need to distribute... Yeah, we need to distribute everything, really, that is flour. So we want to distribute. That's why we never did anything with any bread. So we want to distribute, even though we're not. So corn flour, distribute, and rice flour. We're not doing any, but we'll distribute anyway. So fantastic. That's why it never did anything, and that's why the bionic baker's going, I haven't got any flour. Do you know, seriously. Right, so bread flour... we've not activated that. I knew this as I was rushing. But we haven't got any of that, so we don't need to worry about that. We're not making any cake. So we've got bread flour and bread flour with like the corn flour and the bread flour, both doing and both calling for their separate things. So now the bionic meal should distribute both flours. Yeah, that is it. That is a thing now. So that should seriously go forward. So we need to grab some food for the chickens. So I'm quite sure they're getting... No, they can cope with another... I'm not worried about the eggs. That's the one thing I'm not worried about. And I know it's a little bit. It's going to take a few months. And I'm more interested in, obviously... Also, don't think these show, do they, if you're spawning like that in value. Not sure if the time-saving stock trick knows about them when they're outside. No, I think it does. Ooh, we've actually got some flour out. Oh, yeah, that's because I said spawn. Let's stick that back in because we don't want any. It's 5,000 litres. We don't want anything not sort of showing. Because now we said keep, I think. Yeah, it is complicated. I've got to be honest. Sometimes I do give myself a hard time, but really it's very complicated stuff we're doing. So I've got to be a little bit kinder to myself and think, don't get yourself too hard a time, mate. It's complicated stuff. Mistakes are going to happen, and even more so when you're a bit tired too. Right, so that's it. It should now stay in. So all we need to do is go through till tomorrow. I'm not bothering looking at the sales. It's have got no relevance to the Let's Play at all now. It's just about processing this. So we've got to make sure the chickens are alright each day. We've checked now that everything is distributing, and that is can spawn, but it doesn't matter if we were keeping it. It just really needs to do the potatoes. Yeah, that is what we do need to stick in here. Because I think, yeah, we're nearly out. So let's grab the potato. I have no idea why the potatoes are in there, though. That's a bit... I honestly didn't realise I'd got potatoes in storage for the self-sufficiency, because I've got not a single recipe. So I must have done that. I must have thought of at some point of doing a recipe that did include potatoes, and then like thought sort of better of it or worse of it, basically. So we'll grab... Yeah, it probably... Well, yeah, I don't know why... What I mean is there's no reason for potatoes to be in there. I mean, I suppose it is true, actually. You could... Moonshine is obviously made from potatoes. I believe it is. Original moonshine, although you can also make it from corn, I believe, as well. Right, so this needs to go in here, and then it can carry on making potato... Yeah, because I want to be thorough. I want everything gone, no matter how long it takes. This wants to be finished, so... Yeah, processing everything is basically... This has taken a lot longer than Oak Ridge, but then again, this has been a lot longer of a Let's Play than Oak Ridge. But Oak Ridge we did better because we've got bigger fields. That's as I said, the cost of Risoux Forest is you can't necessarily do the farming as well in a way, unless you're going to decimate entire forests and make more fields. That was, I always knew that was my weakness on this particular map, was I was limited on my field size a bit. There's a reverse rather than faff around like that. Of course, this is exactly what happened on Oak Bridge as well. We got thick snow. Is this just not typical? It is the back end though. It is like, yeah. I am pleased though with where we're going, because obviously I am sort of now delving into the additional field types to make it better for myself for loading and unloading, which obviously in time is going to mean it's going to make it better. Well, it'll make it better if Giants accept these, because apparently that it's not going to affect their workflow and they're not interested in certain things. So I'm hoping that I don't get that for everyone. I'm just, yeah, going to crack on and get these right, get the prices right, and all the rest of it bit by bit until I think, yeah, that today that's actually met that standard and it's actually working right. And then in time I might tweak the... But I don't want them to be too special. That's the whole point of reclaimed materials, that they're reasonable, because if I was making this a posh wood, I'd have to charge you a fortune for it, and then that's just... I don't want that. It goes against... But I also know that not everybody wants a grungy, you know, like the, you know, they don't want, everyone don't want a grungy one. So I will do one that is a better model that people want to pay more for because it's pretty. So I will try to please everybody and do different models. Right, so that's the potatoes in. So that should now be having potato soup. Which, yeah, that's true. I did actually add that, didn't I, the potato soup myself. Yeah, I did. It's true. You forget sometimes what you've done now. Yeah, now the pig food is also... Yeah, we've got to make sure that doesn't feel, or else, like, yeah, we're really... How much does the noodle soup do? It's going down. It is going down. Right, so let's go through till February morning. We've got everything working. Let's just speed an hour up so that it actually does push everything across at 10 that's already been done, so it can actually work a little bit on that flour and that. Yeah. Yeah, we know there's no more space. That's the one thing we're not worried about. Ooh, the snow's getting thicker. Which is true, it would do. Nope, we're not bothered. Let's go through till February morning. I think we go down about 4 tons of food. So although I'm like panicking it, I've got at least a couple more months worth of food in for the chickens. And that's the most important thing, that whether they're digital chickens or not, that we look after our chargers. Yeah, we know this. We know this. We do. That's so the flour's gone down. Oh, it only went down 2 tons. That's a bit. Mind you, the noodle soup never was a major sort of thing, was it really? So yeah, it's true. The potato soup. How much did the potatoes go down? There again, not going down that much. Parsnips, they are going down more than you think, though. The eggs, we're going to need to bring some across to carry on the noodle soup. So yeah, I'm going to have to. This may take a couple. That pig food though is seriously getting hammered. Bionic meal, no pig food. Have I not? No, I have got. So it's just that we've not hitting the ones that are waste. So therefore, the corn flour and the flour are both distributing nicely. So that means the Bionic bakery should now be baking bread again. So that's spawning as well, so it will have filled the spawn over, and the pig food is also going up. So bread is 2,100. It's doing a lot of normal flour. It is. Oh, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be making standard flour. Was that already there? We might need to do another session, and I might need to convert that. It might be that it was already there, but yeah, we can see that this has got my icon, so it is producing from my flour, not this flour, and the bread flour likewise. It might have distributed the flour. Oh, this is confusing, even for me. I do apologise for this. It is very complicated. We might have a bit of flour left. We may. It's at this rate. So the bionic meal is working, and the oats are going down. The corn is almost gone, so it's going to take a bit. Chickens, yeah, I think they'll cope with one more day. So let's go through till March. Now this, again, sometimes certain Let's Plays you've got a lot more stuff to process and things that you have on others, so it is what it is. I did know this may be a bit of a long one. You got to see it through to the end, haven't you, really? And this is a very long-term Let's Play, probably one of the longest. It's definitely the longest I've done on FO all my life. Look at the snow, though. It's going to be difficult for us to actually... it is as well, isn't it? Or they could probably cope with one more day. One more month. Let's get this right. So yeah, the flour's distributing. The bread is going up, but not by a lot. No, it's not. It's doing the wrong flour. But it's strange because you can see that actually the recipe is the right flour. Yeah, I mean, only the corn flour. Yeah, and it's the mill. It's the mill that's doing the flour. So that is proper. That's corn flour. That is the right icon. That is the right icon. But it's like the game's doing the wrong flour from this. It's like misunderstanding what the right flour is because. Oh. No, it's off. Yeah, that one's not activated. Because that really is the one that I left for normal flour, but it's actually almost like the game's getting it wrong. Because that's standard flour. So it's producing a lot of flour, this is, but it's the game's converting it to standard flour, even though you can see that actually I've not made that mistake. That's using my icon. That's using my icon. So why is the game translating the flour we send across to normal flour when I've told it's flour 1? It may be me. It is bringing some flour 1 across. But we can see that's going up. So that's my point. Yeah, that one's going down, which it should be. So parsnips, 16,000, potatoes, 64. No, these are going down quite a lot. It's the pig food I'm worried about because we might need to do a load because that's going to sort of like lose some, you could say, if we don't do this. Oh, it's thick snow. Well, we could alleviate some of the and grab some pig food out, just 50 odd tons, even if like that should be enough to give us a bit of breathing room, I think, because this is the one. So no, we want pig food. And then can we survive with one more month with the snow? We just about, I would say. Right, okay then, so let's go through. till tomorrow, and if there's some manual tweaking we've got to do, then we've got to do some manual tweaking. I've got to be honest, it's normally me that's wrong, not the game engine. I mean, when I say that, I don't mean that it's impossible for the game engine to be wrong, because we've seen the water flowing around on the maps freely a few minutes ago, so we do know that it's not quite that. Now, that wave is getting quicker, so Giants are definitely doing something. Now, this is also where you can see that it's still where the snow was. I think it is slowly sinking down. It is as well. Before our eyes, those wheels were gradually dropping back. So it gets reminded by me. Right, okay, there you go. Ooh, so that's how thick the snow was. Isn't that amazing how some things get reminded by you, but other things don't? Yeah, I mean, that's still hovering where it was. That was going down because I was near it, and that dropped straight away because I walked towards it. So it's weird, the rules, sets of rules that it sort of goes by. So yeah, these are getting, really, we do need to like fill those. How are we doing on everything else? The potato broth is getting massive. Pig food is alleviated a little bit. Potatoes are going down 49 tonnes. 48, so that's going up, not down. Imagine we have told it to distribute. So I think it's getting the flour wrong, and that'll be either me. Parsnips are nearly gone. Potatoes are getting lower. Potato broth, have we got any? Yeah, we've got a bit of room, but not a lot. Bionic meal, how much? This is the important thing. Is the oats is still 81 tonnes. That is not doing a lot, is it? Really? Those cycles look a lot to me, but it's not doing a lot. Yeah, it's not getting down it much. It's like it's not, because obviously that you can't control. That's the oat flour's 240 cycles times 30. So that's a lot. I mean, 100 would be 30,000? 300, 3,000. Have I not? It should, Bionic should be sort of. It's only 5 tonnes, I suppose. It's the fact that we're doing like 2 lots that's going to be the super duper bit, and it is going out straight away. But the oats are going down slower than I anticipated. Is all that, which is just me. How about this? This should have probably processed everything it's got. Oh no, it's still got 70 tonnes of oats. So the mineral feed is still whacking away. It's almost like some of my recipes are not as fast as I thought, because that's thousands, a lot of thousands. So I'm surprised. There's no room for any more mineral feeds. You see, the game is listening. Right, so we need to do a bit of selling. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it here, and we're going to do another session, because it's going to get silly. There's a lot still left to do, and I'm not going to rush it, because it is what it is. So things are going down a lot slower than I anticipated they will, but it's all working. That's the main thing. I'm not being funny. I've done a lot of changes this evening. It'll be one more session, and then obviously we're going to do a bit of selling. Oh, yeah, you see, that's where the snow was. Now, do these get reminded by me, or do you need to be in a vehicle? Vehicle. It appears to be a vehicle. Wow, that snow was thick. Yeah, so we shall leave it there. I hope you join me for the very last session, next session, to see how well we did. I think we're going to blow this out. Yeah, because there's a lot of... Well, if we can have a bit of a look now, can't we? Yeah, there's 1185 really, times 50% extra. So it's 1.7 million in stuff that we are selling, as I said, because I don't need to physically run it. I mean, there's 600,000 in mineral feed. We need to sell some of that though so that the mineral feed can continue. That's what the slowdown is, because I'm not looking at my storages being filled. The bakery is nowhere near filled, so that's fine. But it's going up a little. The flour is going up a lot, but the wrong one is going up, so I'm going to have to check that and see why that is doing that, because it probably will be me that's doing the wrong thing, and I should check, because it's like, but we have got the right oats on. When I look at the oat flour, this one is not on, so it shouldn't be doing normal flour, but it does seem to be, because this is the one we've got going, and this is using my flour, but it's not doesn't seem to be actually doing that. It's almost like it's producing special, like the old traditional flour, because that's going up massively and that's not going up massively, but it is going up, so it's a bit of a difficult one to call. Right, anyway, I hope I've not baked your noodle too much with all of the complications, because I tell you the truth, my head is a bit, it is a bit, definitely, a bit banged around a bit with all of the changes and the ducking and the diving. It is a bit complicated, but I can see it's working, and that to me as a modder is important, but it's also important that I don't, give my guests headaches. So yeah, I apologise if I've baking your noodle a little bit. So yeah, hopefully you join me for the last session of Risoux Forest next time. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.